that boy been cheat on miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On a hard thing, got an Alabama, you can add niggas say.
What's the word, squad? It's your boy Alabama Hitta, and you are now tuned in to Hit Squad TV. First and foremost, if you be so kind as to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell on the side to be notified on each and every time we decide to slide that way. And today we talking about Lil Kentrell, top NBA YoungBoy, and the situations that he's going through in the state of Utah. He back home, and to be quite honest, some people like it and a lot of people hate it, and it's only to be expected, being the reason why he left in the first place. So, when he came back, everybody know the situation. Lil bro came back like a hero. Black Hawk helicopters and the whole 9 yards.
And then, this is just a public access road. The people who live here have to hire, I know the guy who snowplows this road because the city doesn't plow it. Okay, so that's part of it. And then there's like 5 or 6 houses on this street. So basically, a lot of people in this neighborhood walk their dogs down the street because it's just flat and convenient. And if you walk in the cove, it's up and down, up and down. So most people like to just, have a little stroll with their dog in the morning or the evening, and no one has ever said anything. And even...
So you were surprised by this on Saturday?
Well, I was, because I didn't know he was back. I didn't know that Kentrell was back. So I think I'm going to bake him some cookies and bring them over because we had such a nice chat after his dog.
You thought he was a nice guy?
He's a very sweet kid. I mean, he's really young. This is a very young person. Very, very young person. Very kind. He called me ma'am. I told him I've never listened to his music. He said, I don't recommend it. That's
He
what
said that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he said, ma'am, I don't recommend it. He has a southern.
So, some people like it. His neighbors, they have no problems with it. But some of the people that he offended and running this fraud ring, obtaining prescription narcotics, it's a crazy situation. But to show how we all got here and the way NBA YoungBoy actually shook all of these charges, which were just mounting by the day, we got to go back to where it started. And the OG, in Young Dolph words, the $1 billion lawyer, Drew Finley.
How did you manage to take all these cases that are relatively serious, each one of them, right?
Yeah.
Because wasn't he facing like each drug case, in terms of the pills, each one of them had like a charge associated with him. There's a whole bunch of charges.
Yeah.
So if he just got a public defender, he was potentially facing 20 years or something of that sort?
Yeah, it was enormous.
It was enormous. How did you get that down to, how much time did he get?
Oh my gosh. Now you got me like 20, was it 27 months, 24 months? I can't remember time.
Okay,
He was
it's like
already
2
in.
years. Yeah, like 2 years.
Yeah, it was like 2 years and he was in, and then we were able to go and get him the extra 93 days. There was a 93-day issue that had to do with a traffic ticket issue. We had to go back and we actually got him the last 93 days, which is when shocked everybody because all of a sudden he was out because we went and got him those extra 93 days. So how did that take place? So I was, as you may recall, there were 2 attempts to get him out on bond. So he was arrested in a state case on the video in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was a state case. Then it became a federal case. I wasn't involved yet. Then he gets arrested in LA. and they revoke his bond.
Right.
So
he
they
beat that case as well.
Yes.
Did you represent him in that case?
No.
Okay, got it.
I was very stern that I wanted him to stay committed to his Baton Rouge people because they were already in the case, and I respected that because they love him, and they've been with him since he's 14 years old. I don't poach. They love him, and it's amazing relationship. But they welcomed me to come in. They just were not able to get him out a couple times. They got on a Zoom with me, asked me if I can come down and help with the bail situation on the third attempt. I talked to the lawyers. They were amazing. They were like, please come on down. We had mutual friends. They were like, please come down. We want to try something different and get him out. We came up with a whole different way of trying to get him out by attacking the allegations about what happened in LA, because that seemed to have been while the judge was holding him, and proving to the court that it really was not accurate the way they described, because the LA case was a 2-day state case that became a federal case. It was really exaggerated. We put together, I did the bail hearing, and we put together this great bail package. Remember, he had the home there from the people he knew from AmeriCorps when he was 11, 12 years old. And a hearing started on a Monday, ended the next Monday. We combined the motion to suppress and the bail hearing, got him out. He went to Utah. The judge threw most of the evidence out, and as you know, it got reversed, it went back and forth, but we continued to litigate that. And then, after I did that, I kind of stepped back. And then, unbeknownst to me, he moved to some mansion or something. I didn't even know about that. And that's when these other cases took place. So they reached back out to me. Literally, if it was the typical thing where I wake up in the morning, my life, and my phone is just blowing up, it's gone from 90% to 10% while I'm sleeping because so many people are calling. Probably by 9 o'clock that night, I was in Utah. Put together, I think, the two best lawyers are two of the greatest lawyers in Utah, my buddies, and said, let's go, let's put Team Kentrell Golden together. And we went to work. And then once we went to work, Vlad, and we started kind of attacking that case, we felt a swing in momentum going there, and we made the decision to see if we can rule 20 Baton Rouge, because Baton Rouge was so sick of him and sick of the case, and we wanted them to be sick of that case, and said, just transfer it all to Utah and we'll take care of it. And we were successful.
Drew Finley. Shout out to Vlad TV for that clip. Drew Finley, for the money, is probably the best lawyer that you can get. He's currently working on the case surrounding Lil Durk federal investigation for racketeering and him for hire. So, YoungBoy's back at Gravedigger Mountain in Utah, and a lot of people are not happy about it. Namely, some of the people that he victimized during this all-out crime spree. It's like, what the hell was YoungBoy thinking? These boys were attacking pharmacies with reckless abandon, like when nothing gonna happen. And they had a few words to speak when they found out that YoungBoy had indeed received a presidential pardon from the sitting president, Donald Trump.
Is upset that the man who admitted breaking into his pharmacy has been let off the hook.
Yeah, rapper NBA YoungBoy was pardoned by President Trump. News special Shelby Lofton spoke with a former business owner about his frustrations.
The president didn't explain why he pardoned the rap star. NBA YoungBoy's record includes drug fraud and weapons charges, both federally and at the state level.
My very first gut reaction to hearing that it was pardoned was, what a terrible lesson to teach your boys.
This Utah pharmacist was not happy to learn rapper NBA YoungBoy is now a free man. The performer, whose given name is Kentrell Golden, was serving a 23-month sentence for federal gun charges. Before that, he paid a $25,000 fine for his involvement in a prescription drug fraud ring.
And he got all the hydrocodone.
In 2023, at least 16 pharmacies across Utah and other states were broken into.
Each one of those stores lost somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000.
Including Cache Valley Pharmacy, which Phil Cowley owned at the time.
This is where he gets caught in the door, and this is where he wishes he wore a belt.
So the windows I had to replace took my whole month's worth of earnings from me.
Golden was also involved with fraud calls, where callers disguised their voice to ask for promethazine with codeine. Cowley told us it's often used to make something called purple drink.
And as soon as they caught him, everything stopped. And so now, is he going to do it again?
Golden's attorney also worked with President Trump in a 2022 election interference investigation in Georgia.
Just to get pardoned because you know the right people? I mean, what lesson does that teach anybody?
On Instagram, the rapper thanked the president, saying the pardon allowed him to keep building as a man, a father, and an artist.
Well, then be a man. You have the money. Go help the businesses you hurt.
Golden has homes in both Huntsville and Mill Creek.
You know what's so crazy about this situation? The NBA YoungBoy, the version of young NBA that we see nowadays, as he's come from federal incarceration, he probably would go back and pay it forward to help these people, because we've seen him do good deeds since he's been home. You know, basically clearing Boosie, him and Boosie to drop the album that they recorded before he went in, all type of situations. Giving his partner a whole meal ticket is just crazy. It looks like he's paying it forward, he's clean, and he's trying to do right. So, you know, NBA may take him up on his offer to help the people that he wronged when he was under the influence of whatever narcotic he was under. You know, it's prescription cough syrup and some other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully he get out and he do the right thing, and this tour is a success. Make America Slime Again is the tour that's about to go on, with dates all over the country, including the anti-NBA YoungBoy hotbed of Chicago, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we are just going to sit back and see how everything develops with this. But shout out to NBA YoungBoy. So far, so good. You know, he touched down and he been doing good by the people around him. I think he reunited with Yaya. You know, a whole bunch of good stuff is happening for young NBA, and I'm down for it. Salute the top. And, you know, hold your horses, young pharmaceutical guy, because you might get your payment back in full. You never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Look, Kentrell got more money than he can count, man. And after this tour, he damn sure gonna have more money than he can count. So we just, you know, keep your fingers crossed, and you never know. The NBA might pull up to your pharmacy with a briefcase and make it right. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring y'all this little tidbit information about NBA YoungBoy, and damn near road to redemption. I know people gonna complain because they are fully within their right to complain. He did wrong, but it looked like he's trying to make it right. So salute to him. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, this your boy, the Alabama Hitter. If you still rocking at this juncture of the video, man, and you hadn't hit that like button, please hit the like button. It shoots the video out into the algorithm. You feel me? Yeah, hit that like button. Matter of fact, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell on the side so you can be notified on each and every time we decide to slide. And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the wind. Salute to the hitters. We gone, gang.
Yeah.